Okay, hello Ursula, I'm
Very
Triona and welcome to South Lakes here, this brand new facility which has many things in it, but I'm going to coach you through that today.
Great.
So just before we get started on anything, I just want to let you know if there are any emergency sirens or anything, which we're not expecting any tests or anything today, but you just follow, there's an emergency exit here on my right hand side, and you can just follow the facility's procedures for evacuation. All right?
Yeah.
So just wanted to first of all say we completed your screening form a little while ago, so I just want to make sure now in terms of, you know, you have no injuries, there's no injuries in the past, and has anything changed since
No,
you
everything's
completed
okay.
that?
Yeah,
Okay, and
everything's
so
grand.
you're fit
Yep.
and healthy
Yep.
and raring to go. That's great.
Raring to go.
Okay, so what we're going to do today is I'm going to introduce you to a number of the machines. We're going to start with a little warm up, okay, and get some muscles warmed up that we're going to use in the workout itself.
Okay.
Then I'm going to introduce you to some resistance machines.
Okay.
All right. And then we are going to go into some free weight exercises.
very good.
As well as some body weight exercises. We'll move then into a little bit of cardiovascular stuff, because I know you're also training for the Belfast Relay
Yes,
Marathon.
I'm doing a relay.
Leg,
Yeah,
good on
yeah.
you. And so we'll go into a little bit of cardio stuff. We're going to help you to do something a little bit different perhaps than what you do outside.
Absolutely.
And then we'll go to a cool down section and some stretching, and hopefully you'll get out of this what you want for today in
Great.
terms of an intro to the facility and the
great.
gym. Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to start with a warm-up. So what we'll do is we'll go over now to one of the pieces of equipment to warm up, or a rower, and I'll introduce you to that and the form and everything that you need to
Brilliant.
work on that.
Brilliant.
Okay?
Thank you. This first one. I'm going to use that one there. I'm going to use this.
Okay. Right, well, as you can see, we have a whole row of rowers here, Ursula. So, typical rowing machine. There is a resistance here on the side.
Okay.
It's set right now at the 10. I'm going to put it back down to the 5 mark.
Okay.
Generally for your warm-up, that's all you need. It's really about the resistance to pull. All right, so this rower is for your cardiorespiratory system, gets things moving. It is a full body workout really, because it'll use both your lower muscles and your upper body muscles. So first of all, in terms of getting onto the machine, just being careful, the seat slides, so just make sure that it's stable before you sit down. Sit down first, then put the leg over. We're going to get our feet into the straps and make sure that they're pulled tightly around the ball of your feet there, so that they're not going to slide as we move in the movement. Okay, so today we're just going to row. So we're just going to get this on. There we go, and just row.
Just row.
Yeah. So what I want you to do then is just slide your feet in, pick up the bar, a nice loose grip here, just keeping hold of it. Now this chain, we want it to stay steady, and we're going to push with the feet. Push first, pull this into our chest, okay, into our sternum, and then we're going to go arms and then legs back. Okay, so if you can think of that nice smooth motion there, working, as you can see, our leg muscles and our arm muscles, getting things warmed up. Okay, so want to give that a go? Okay, we place it back into this position there, loosen the straps, step out, stand up. All right? That's okay. Getting in. All right. Yep. Make sure they're good and tight there. That's it. Pick up the bar. All right. Remember, pulling back, push with the feet, and legs pulling into the sternum. That's it. Good. That's it. Arms and legs. Yep, perfect. Try not to lean back too much. We're going to try and, yep, embracing that core as well as we're pulling out. So up here, you'll see a number of figures on the screen.
Yeah.
Top one up here on the left is our timing. And over here on the right, we have our strokes per minute.
Okay.
You're currently at 25 strokes per minute.
Okay.
In a warm-up over a 5-minute period, we'd ask you to increase that every minute over 5 minutes.
Okay.
So typically we'd only start maybe 22, 23.
Okay.
All right, so nice and calm, and then working up to add on an additional rep or additional stroke every minute.
Okay.
All right. So that's really good. Hips, ankles, knees, all in nice alignment there as you're pulling out. Good form, nice pull. Pull out for 1, in for 2, getting your breath, and I can see your breathing's okay there as well, Ursula. Okay. So like I said, this is just to get you familiar with the machines today, to give you an idea of how much time you would spend on this in a warm-up.
Okay.
Overall here now at the minute, we're at almost 2 minutes, so we'll just go for another 15 seconds here, Ursula.
Okay.
And as you can see, yeah, your stroke rate is at the 25, 26 now, so you've kept it nice and consistent, which is good. You don't want to build it up too much during your warm-up period. Okay, perfect. You want to put that back in. We're going to move over now. Just loosen your straps. That's it. And watch yourself getting up.
Okay.
Great. We'll move over now and do some stretching.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, so we're going to get some muscles warmed up now that we're going to use in our actual workout, okay? It is focusing a lot on the legs and a little bit on the arms today. So we're going to warm up these big muscles here, our quadriceps and our hamstrings, all right? And our glutes.
Okay.
So we're going to get, first of all, we're going to start with some high knees, all right? So this is really just to help you in that running motion, but to really figure it. So it's a high knee and up. And up, okay? So I want at least 15 of these, all right? And then we'll get another muscle group warmed up. So, we're ready to go? Yeah, nice and high. That's it. Really keeping yourself nice and upright. That's great. Nice high knees, lovely. Love it. Don't fall over on me, Ursula. All right, brilliant. Well done, well done. So that's the first, getting them up. Now we're going to do some butt kicks, all right? So this is to get these hamstrings.
Okay.
So we're just on the spot. It's a quicker movement, but it's just flicking those heels up. Yeah, and using your hand to help you with your heel as well, knowing that your foot's coming up high enough. Brilliant. Nice and straight. Good posture. Yeah, on the balls of your feet. That's really important as well. Helps warm up our gastrocnemius as well, our calf muscles. Excellent. Well done. Well done. Now we're going to go with some lunges.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to do some lateral lunges. So we're going to go out to the side. We're going to bend down. Okay. Sit back and just feel the stretch on the inside of our adductors there. All right. So leaning out to one side, down, and holding that for 10 seconds. And up again. And then over to the other side. Yeah. Looking forward. Nice straight spine. And up again. And let's do another 2 on each side. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Well done. Yeah. Nice. You feeling that stretch there, Ursula?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, now we're going to do, after you've done that last one, we're going to move on to some lateral side kicks.
Okay.
All right, so you can use the support of the wall for this.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're really just kicking out to the side and back in again. So it's
Okay.
getting your nice, the nice hip flexors all warmed up. And it goes into the glutes as well. So give me 5 more on that side. Okay, you might want to move over a little bit so you don't kick the water station there, Ursula.
Yep.
Looking good, all right. Holding that core as well, really stabilizing that leg that's planted and really helping to isolate that adductor muscle. Excellent. On the outside of your hips. Are you feeling that, Ursula?
Yep.
Excellent. Okay, excellent. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to move over and get into some of our resistance machines. All right. So feeling okay?
Yep, yep.
Right, ready to
All's
go.
good.
Before we go, Ursula, we did say about the arms as well, so
Okay.
let's get those warmed up as well.
Okay.
So we're just going to do some arm circles, hands on the shoulders.
Yeah.
We're going to start with large circles, going forward. Okay, large, really feeling that motion, pushing the shoulders forward, back, using your elbows to really make those circles in the air. And then we're going to slightly reduce the size of the circle, okay, till we make it smaller and smaller. Get the elbows up, that's it, and really feel that in the shoulders. How does that feel?
Yeah, can feel it. I'm definitely tight in my shoulders.
I know. I think we all are from being sat at desks all day. So backwards now. Okay, really start with those big circles. And circles now getting smaller. That's it. Great. All right. Keeping the elbows up, concentrating on those drawing circles with the ends of the elbows. That's it. Excellent. Right. Definitely feel that in the shoulders.
Oh, I can feel it,
Yeah.
shall I? Yeah.
Absolutely. Right, good. Let's move over then to the resistance machines.
Okay.
All our Get Active ABC facilities. Please only use if you're approved by a shoulder or bring your kids to one of our centres. Many thanks for your cooperation.
Do you want to do this one while it's Trina? This one while it's empty?
There's it. Right. Okay, so we'll start here. We're going to start here. So we'll start here on the hip abductor machine.
Okay.
A couple of the other machines are being used at the moment, so
Okay.
we'll start here. All
Okay.
right. So, as it says, this is for your abductor muscles.
Okay.
Okay, and what we're going to do, so these are the ones that are on the outsides of your legs. So
Yeah.
what we're going to do, we can see that the person before us here has
Nice heavy weight on.
has had a lovely heavy weight on. So we're going to reduce that right down for the sake of our demonstration here.
Yeah.
All right. It's important as well when we get in here, we're going to sit on. Make sure that our feet are well planted into the footrests here that you have.
Okay.
And we're wanting to make sure that we have points of contact on the seat. So our back, our bum are all here in line
Okay.
with the seat. Now, we have two handles here at the side to steady
Okay.
yourself. You want to really isolate these two muscles. So you're going to be pushing out with your legs.
Okay.
Now, there is another wheel round here
Yeah.
that will put on the how much you can actually
Okay.
the width you can push out. Okay, and that's all based on your own hip mobility and your
Okay.
comfort level. All right. So what we want to do is make sure As you can see here on the plate, we have our weight. We want to make sure that we're pushing out against that and opening as far as we can and coming down nice and controlled and steady, using our core muscles here as well,
Okay.
but not banging that weight down, to try and have it hovering there and then pushing out again.
Okay.
What we'd be aiming for in a session would be around 15 reps, two sets of those, all
Okay.
right? But for today, we're going to get you on here and we're going to get you to feel what this feels like, and you can we can see how we go with that
Okay.
first. So getting off again, one leg at a time, and up
Okay.
off the seat. All right, so
Yep.
onto the machine there. Now, how are you finding that backrest?
That's okay.
Is it okay?
Yep.
Right, okay. So, again, we're making sure, yeah,
Oh, I can feel that.
yeah, you can feel that. Do you want me to reduce the weight
No,
there?
no, I'm okay.
You're okay?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's a good range of movement. Moving the hip out and back in. So we have our gluteus medius and gluteus minimus, that are the two abductor muscles on the outside of your hips that we're moving here, all right? And again, really, really important for stability, and especially when you're doing things like running, to make sure you got that strength. That's really well controlled. Nice, you're not letting the plates bang down. You're controlling that movement nice and slowly. Give me a couple more there, Ursula. Fantastic. Right, how did that feel?
Good, I can feel it.
You can feel,
Absolutely.
you know,
I know
and
that
it's-
I've used it.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Okay, great. Then we'll move on to our second resistance machine now. We'll just go over here.
Yep.
I knew I had these. Right. Okay, Ursula, so the second resistance machine today is our seated leg curl.
Okay.
So this is really going to isolate our hamstrings. We
Okay.
need strong hamstrings for muscle, for our running, and also to prevent injuries. You see a lot of runners get hamstring injuries, so it's really important that we build them up and build the strength in them.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a leg curl machine. So what you're going to do is you're going to, again, hold on here, sit down in. You're going to be at a nice position where your knees are at the crease of this machine here. This is going to move down on top of my thighs,
Yeah.
and then but for the sake of getting into position, you put your ankles up here first, and then you can adjust this. So this is resting nicely, nice and snug on top of your thighs. All right. So the whole thing is then making sure you have your contact points with your bum, your back up against the seat here.
Okay.
We're just going to push with our legs down. Let me just check this weight first. Let me adjust that slightly. Okay. And we're going to go all the way down as far as you can pull back your feet. You
Okay.
heard the machine
yeah.
lock there at the end. And then it's a nice, steady, controlled back up again with the feet. All right?
Okay.
And so it's that push all the way back. It's that curl.
Okay.
Like I said, really isolating the hamstrings and coming back up nice and controlled into the lock position again.
Okay.
Before you get out, you will unhinge this strap so that you can
Get back in.
get your legs out comfortably. All right.
Good. Yep.
That's it, swing it in. Right, now, how does that seat feel? Feel like you've got the knees are here in line with the crease of the machine, all right? Now you want to adjust that onto your lap. Yeah, it's a bit stiff.
There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got it? Okay, now, now let's just nice and controlled, pull those legs back, right as far as they can go, that's it. And back up again, nice and controlled, keeping it steady, that's it. Using the core as we're coming back up there. Excellent, nice form. Okay. And breathing out as we curl, and inhaling again as we come forward with our legs. Really nice. Nice form there, Ursula. Everything's in alignment. I can see a really good curl going on there with those, the legs all the way back. Brilliant. And back up to where our hips, our knees, and our ankles are all in alignment. Really good. How does that weight feel?
Feels good.
Feels good?
Yeah, I could probably go a wee bit heavier, but
Yeah.
feels good for
in terms
today.
of exertion, yes. 0 being sedentary and
Yeah.
10 being
Yeah.
full flight. You'd rate that as a what? What score would you
A
give
5.
it? Maybe a 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
So-
Okay, so that's a good, as you
Yeah.
said, that's a good starting weight. But you're feeling like if you
Yeah.
were really feeling a push, wanting to push more, you can increase that weight. Okay, so adjust this to come out. Excellent. Slide your legs out there.
Great.
All right, perfect. Let's move on now to our final resistance machine.
Okay.
Okay, so the machine is just in use at the moment. So we're
There you
going to
go,
wait
Craig.
until we have the ability to. That is. Um, so we're just waiting here for the machine to free up, and then we will make a move. Okay. Okay, so here we are on our third piece of equipment. So again, Ursa, this is a lower, all for the lower body, right? It's a leg press. So the muscles that we're really focusing on are our quads, our hamstrings, our glutes, and our gastrocnemius, which I always find difficult to say. But all of that lower body. So in terms of getting on here, again, you're sitting onto the machine.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at this weight and go right the way down to make sure that we can demonstrate it effectively. Okay, so we're sitting. Again, remembering our 3 points of contact. The feet have to go up here at hip width apart, right?
Okay.
So we want to get nice hip width, and we want to get that 90-degree angle on the legs, all right? So the idea is that you're going to push away. So you're exhaling as you push out and really pushing those legs out.
Okay.
Not fully locked, keep a nice little flex on the knee. Don't want to overextend, all right? But
Yeah.
making sure that all the time your back is firmly against the back here.
Okay.
And we're letting, coming in, breathing in to that 90-degree angle again, and exhaling and pushing out.
Okay.
All right? So, right. I'll let you have a go with that.
Great.
Nice, on. Right. Remember now, feet at hip width apart. How does that feel?
Unnatural.
Unnatural. Okay, so we're taking a deep breath in, and as we exhale, we're pushing out, weight through the heels. Don't extend too much in terms of those knees. Keep them slightly flexed and all the way back in. All right, and push. Now, you can see how this machine, because it's working on the biggest muscles in our body,
Yeah.
we can start to load up.
Could I
here.
try a heavier weight?
Yeah.
Could I?
So I definitely think we could load up a little bit more.
Okay.
Right. Remembering those points of contact. Remember
Oh,
to
yeah, I
push.
can feel that now.
Now
Yeah.
you're feeling
Yeah.
it. Okay, excellent. Right. So that's a good weight there. All right. Pushing. Nice form, Ursula. Remember your breathing. You've got your points of contact. All right. I would just say, just watch the neck isn't extended back too much. Just, yeah, straighten up a wee bit. That's it. Perfect. And pushing out. Excellent. How is that feeling?
Really good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're getting that good
I like
range of
this one.
motion when you come back
Yeah.
in. We want to get back into that 90 degrees. Absolutely. So really working all those big leg muscles. Lovely. Give me another couple then, Ursula. And you're doing really well
I think
there.
this is one where I would like to actually work up through the weight. I like this.
Yeah, yeah. And definitely will help with all the running and everything else in terms of leg strength. So absolutely, this is one that you're going to definitely have on your list.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. Okay,
All right.
right. Yes, just all the way down. Let it go all the way. That's
Okay.
it. One leg down, and that's
Brilliant.
it. Swing round. Thank
Great.
you. Right. So those are the resistance machines.
Okay.
Now we're going to move on to do some free weight exercises.
Okay. Yeah. So there's a bench over there. It's quite nice.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Okay, Ursula, so now we've moved over to this section of the gym. We're going to just work on some weighted, free weight movements, okay? The first one's going to be a weighted squat.
Okay.
It's going to work on our quads, our hamstrings, our glutes again. But you also need the secondary muscles are going to be working, your core and your erector spine. So again, it's a lower body essentially movement, but it really will build strength again in all those muscle groups that we talked about are really useful for your running.
Yeah.
So let me go and get some weights here for you.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so we're doing a squat, okay? So what we want to start with are weights down by your side first. We're going to just put them hip width apart, all right? We're going to then load up our
Okay.
dumbbells up here, okay? So we're going to have them up here. And this is where you'll be using your core to push
Okay.
back up again, all right?
Okay.
So we're going to go into a movement that I know you're probably familiar with, which is our squat, okay? So we are weight in the heels, pushing that weight back, pushing down to the bum, and then coming down. Now we only need to come down as far as our hips down as far as our knees, all
Okay.
right? And then you're using your core to really push yourself back up again, all right? So again, shoulders back and down, getting the weight into the heels, pushing the bum back like you're going to sit down on a chair,
Okay.
all right? Down and into that seated position, and then pushing through the heels and back up again, all right? So obviously with this, I'm giving you two 5-kilogram weights today.
Okay.
You can see how you feel with that,
Okay.
all right? Okay, so remembering all those points, hip width apart, loading up, all right? Now you are literally going as if you're going to sit down on a chair that's sitting behind you. Lovely, lovely, and using your core, really pushing yourself back up again. Weight through the heels, really nice. Lovely neutral spine. Great. Hips, knees, ankles, all aligned as you come back up into that seated position. And the glutes squeeze at the top as well. That's really, really well done, Ursula. So how does that feel in terms of the weight?
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Not
Challenging.
It's challenging,
Yeah.
but not. Yeah.
No, that's
okay. So,
okay.
as I said, you can challenge yourself with higher weights as you feel stronger, as you get stronger.
Okay.
Okay, but really lovely movement and that.
Okay,
Really
great.
good form. So, right, let's see our next movement.
Just do it here and floor.
Do it here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to grab a heavier weight
Okay.
for this.
You just put it here.
Okay, so our next exercise is a dumbbell glute bridge.
Okay.
All right. So first of all, in terms of the muscles again, we're really targeting these glutes,
Okay.
right, and the hamstrings.
Okay.
But like
These are going to hurt tomorrow, aren't they?
these are going to, your glutes are going to, but we'll stretch out at the end. Don't worry. But you'll also use your core. All right. But that posterior chain of muscles is really where you're going to be feeling it. So again, lower body, building up that strength. All right. It's a good movement to do, and again, you can build up the weights as you feel stronger. All right. So we'll start with the glute bridge. So we're going to get down onto the floor. Right. So and we are going to have our feet at hip width apart. Okay. We're going to have them fairly close to your body, to your bum. You're going to load up with your weight across your hips. So you're going to place the weight across the hips here.
Yeah.
The heels, you're going to push in through your heels. You can raise your toes slightly as well to make it more challenging. But for now, keep the heels on the ground, but think about putting the weight through those heels. You're going to lie down flat, and then you're going to thrust that hip up, pushing, and then holding that for a second at the top before you come back down into the floor position again. Okay, again, make sure that the weight is stable here. You're holding onto it, and you're just pushing up. And as you can see, I've lifted my toes now just to challenge it a little bit more, and you'll feel that more into the hamstrings as well.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So, glute bridges. All right. So, I can help you load if you want. You're okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Get those feet hip width apart. Getting them a wee closer to the bum, maybe a wee bit, and then what we're going to now do,
Close as they go.
push through those heels. That's it. Lovely. Lovely. Shoulders, hips, knees, all in alignment there as you come up, Ursula, which is really good. Excellent. Lovely movement and lovely form. How are you finding that?
Good. I've tried lifting my toes there.
Yeah. I can see that now. You're lifting your toes. You'll feel it a little bit more into your hamstrings. You should do that. Okay. Perfect. But lovely. And breathing. That's it. Exhaling as you push up, and inhaling as you come back down to the floor again. Okay. So again, really important to build that strength all around the hips and those big muscles. Lovely. Right.
Yeah, feels good.
I'll grab that for you.
Thank you.
And we'll move on to our final weight.
RDL.
Okay, right. So let me just grab 2 of the smaller weights. Okay, so the final body weight exercise is going to be a Romanian deadlift,
Okay.
as they call it, RDL for short.
Okay.
Again, we're working on our glutes, our hamstrings, that posterior chain of muscles again, but you're also really going to be using your core and your abductors as well, because you're going to need to stabilize yourself, and those are stabilizer muscles. All right, so what you're going to do is, and we'll do this with 2 feet on the floor, right? You start and you stop in the standing position, and the idea is that you're going to move to a place where you keep your legs, I wouldn't say fully locked out. There's going to be a slight bend at the knee, just a soft knee.
Yep.
Okay, but the idea is that you're going to go with your weights down the front of your legs, right? And you're going to push your bum back again, weight into the heels, all right? And you're coming down to a point where you can really feel those hamstrings.
Okay.
And you're engaging your glutes. But it's also important to engage your core. So you're just coming down, you're looking up, straight ahead, and then down to a point where you can feel it, really feel it in your hamstrings, but also it's really important that you feel the engagement of your glutes. Okay, so again, shoulders back down, you're looking up straight, your weights in your heels, and you're moving back until you can feel that engagement of those big muscles. All right, now again, as with all free weights, you can go up the weights. These are 2 5-kilo ones today, just to get you used to the form and the movement. All right, so now shoulders back and down, engaging the core. Okay, slightly soft knee, now I would say your legs have to be much straighter. Okay, you're going into more of a squat position, so yeah, really push that bum back and keep those legs really quite much straighter. That's it. Perfect.
Oh, I can feel that.
Yes, now you can feel it.
Yeah.
Once you can start to feel the hamstrings and the glutes, just a slight bend. That's it. Excellent. Now you can progress this as well by doing it on one leg. And again, that's where it really starts to engage more of your stabilizer muscles and your abductors. You know, by doing it where you're just going down with one leg and one leg behind you. So that's a progression
I don't think
you
I'm
can
quite
work
ready
on.
for that today, no. But
That's fine, but that's good form. Just making sure the legs or the knees just really it's a slight bend. You mightn't have to go down that far before you feel
No, I can feel
your
it there.
hamstring and your glutes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, really well done. Nice movement, good form, nice neutral spine. Well done.
Good.
Okay.
Yep.
So now we're going to move over
I'll
and
hand it
do
back now.
some of the body weight exercises.
Okay.
All right. But yes, good gym etiquette. We always put our weights back where we got them.
thank you.
Okay, Ursa, we've come over to this quieter side of the gym just to do some body weight exercises. Okay, so the first one we're going to demonstrate is the push-up or press-up. Okay, so this will work on our pectoral muscles, our anterior deltoids, and our biceps, triceps. Okay, and so what we're going to do, we can do these in a full body weight position or a half body weight position, so, which would be on your knee. So I'm going to do the knee, demonstrate
Okay.
the knee one today. All right.
Yep,
So
sounds
what we'll
good.
do is we'll get down onto our knees here. We're going to come down with our hands about shoulder width apart. All right. We're really going to spread those fingers, right? We're going to move our knees back, and what we're going to do is we're going to bring our chest down to the floor. So we're going to brace our core, shoulders back and down, engaging. Okay, and then pushing up, using all those muscles that I mentioned. All right. So it really is. It helps to keep your fingers spread, pushed into the floor, bracing your core all the way down, and then pushing up. All right.
Okay.
So again, it's important for core stability, but again, your upper
Okay.
body strength. All right. So onto the knees, shoulder width apart. Separate out those fingers, push those hands into the floor, shoulders back down, and then we're down, chest to the floor, back up again. Lovely, Ursula. Really nice. Keeping that spine in alignment. Yep. Lovely. And pushing. And I can see the exertion there from you. You can see those the muscles
shaking.
moving in the back. Okay, and breathe, making sure you're breathing, exhaling as you come up and inhaling as you go down. All right, give me one more. Excellent. Push. Excellent. Well done, Ursula. Yeah, those ones definitely, but
Yeah,
as we
feel
all
that.
know, we really need to work on the upper body as well
Okay.
a little bit, because that helps. All of these core stabilizers help with the running as well.
Yep.
All right. Right, the next one we're going to do is a lunge.
Okay.
So again, we're back to our main leg muscles,
Okay.
our quads, our hamstrings, our glutes, but also using that core. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to start with our feet hip width apart, and if you can imagine keeping your feet at hip width apart, we don't want to be walking a tightrope.
Okay.
Okay, we're simply placing that leg where it is now, further out in the floor on the floor.
Okay.
So we're going to take a step forward and lunge down with. So think about going down with the back knee.
Okay.
This knee here, you'll see, shouldn't come. I don't want you leaning forward. Okay, it should be over your foot, preferably no further than your toe at all.
Okay.
Okay, so it's important that you stay upright. Okay, so we're going to put the hands on the hips. We're going to go down and back up. Okay?
Okay.
And then we're going to go out with the other foot.
Okay.
And again, down, and watching that knee tracks over the toe, keeping them in alignment with your ankle,
Okay.
and bracing that core. All right? So down with the back knee, back up, back into start position. All right? So we're going to try a few of those now.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, yep. And keep your hands wherever you feel comfortable. That's fine. Right. But make sure that you're bracing your core. Good movement. Knee isn't coming too far forward. You're keeping upright. Look forward. Keeping that torso up. Lovely. Really nice. Right, give me one more on each side, Ursula. Nice. Lovely. Perfect. Really well done. That's really good
That's
form
okay,
on that.
yep.
Really good form. Okay, and our final exercise is going to be a crunch. So a crunch is exactly what it is. It's your abdominal muscles, your rectus abdominis.
Okay.
And again, the core stability really helps with your running. So we're going to get down onto the floor. We are going to have our feet at hip width apart. Hip width apart. Then we're going to lie down to start with. This is our starting position. We can have our hands crossed over. We can have our hands on our shoulders, or we can have them here at the sides of your temples,
Okay.
right? But essentially you're isolating this core muscle, the rectus abdominis, and we are simply crunching up. So we're lifting our shoulders and our head and our neck, making sure that our shoulders don't rise up, okay? Keeping that nice long neck, okay? And crunching up. So Back down to start, crunching up, okay? Back down and crunching up, okay?
Yep.
So, you want to give that a go?
Yep.
Right, so feet distance apart, yeah, crossing the shoulders. All right, and when you're ready, lifting those shoulders up, that's it. Okay, try to relax the jaw muscles. Yeah, and pushing up, lovely. That's it, really concentrate on that. Lovely crunching. Okay, give me 3 more of those. 1, 2, that's it, and breathe, and 3. Excellent, well done. You definitely were trying those really hard.
Yep.
Well done. Okay, so now after this, we're going to move over to do some of our cardiovascular work,
Okay.
so getting that heart rate up,
Yep.
all right? And then we'll be moving into our cool down
Great.
and stretching, all
Great.
right?
Yep.
Right. Where are we now? So, is this quicker? Okay, let's move over here. Just get a machine. Just waiting for a machine to come free. Okay. So Ursula, we're over here now on the. We're over here. I keep speaking to the camera. So we're over at the treadmill now.
Okay.
So you're used to running outside. I
Yeah.
know all of that.
Yeah,
Can-
yeah.
Have you used a treadmill before?
Not in years, Trina.
Not in years. Okay. Right. Okay. So the main thing again is in terms of where it's working your lower body. Obviously, your big muscles, your quadriceps, your hamstrings, your glutes, your gastrocnemius muscles, all being used. It's working your cardiorespiratory system. And so we're going to get on here now. I'll
Yeah.
show you how the safe way to get on. Obviously, just straddle the belt to start. It's important here as well for safety that you use your clip-on, your clasp here, and pin that to your t-shirt.
Yeah.
So on this machine, we have, we're going to simply press the start button,
Yeah.
okay? And then we're going to use the plus and the minus dials to increase or decrease our speed as we need. So it's going to start here now in 3 seconds. And you'll see that the belt will start to move. You just step
Okay,
onto the
yeah,
belt.
okay.
Okay. You can hold on to the side until you feel comfortable to let go at a certain speed. But over here on the left-hand side, you'll see we have the speed.
Yeah.
So we're at 1 kilometre an hour at the moment. And then we're going to use our plus to increase that speed. All right. And you'll see as it goes up. And Ursula, you run, what normally would be your running speed?
I would do a 10K in about an hour and 5.
Right, okay, so
Depends on my day.
6.5 to 7
Yeah.
kilometres per hour,
Per
so
hour,
to speak.
yeah.
Right, okay. So I think this, as you can see, is a nice pace. So what we would typically start in a gym session, you'd start at a walking pace. You'd move up each minute, just slightly increasing the pace.
Okay.
You can see here as well, there's incline buttons, so you
Yep.
can simulate going up a hill if you really want to.
Yep.
But generally speaking, you have a start button, you have this stop button here as well, which if you come into any difficulty or feel, you press it immediately and it will automatically start the slowdown of the machine to stop. But for now, what I'd like you to do is get used to getting on here and getting this speed. Like I said, hold on until you feel comfortable. But what we would try to do is an interval based training.
Okay.
So in a typical session, what I'd ask you to do, certainly at the start, would be to run for 2 minutes at your running pace.
Okay.
And then rest for 90 seconds.
Okay.
And then do that 3 times.
Okay.
All right. Now, I would ask that you increase the speed each time
Okay.
to your comfort level and to
Okay.
how you feel on the day, because
Okay.
we all know
Yep,
that
yep.
as well. Okay, so for now, what I'm going to do is stop it. You'll see that the belt does slow down to a stop. Okay, I'm taking off my clip again. So for now, we'll ask you to get on and see how you feel doing that. Okay, excellent. Yeah, stop there. Clip on. Starting. No, maybe we have to press start until it starts. There we go. I think we're back. We're into 3, 2, 1. Okay. There you go. The belt's moving. All right. That's it. So increase there. I was at about 2.5 at a nice wee walking pace, and then yeah, you can see that's a nice walking pace. So like I said, typically you would ramp that up, be at a walking pace for about 5 minutes, increasing it each minute, and then you'll go into your interval training. Okay.
Okay.
So if we can maybe increase that there now, so you get a feel for what it feels like, your body will naturally know when to start running, because that
Just becomes too
treadmill-
fast.
There we go. So we're up at 5, 5.5, 6. Right, nice. That's a nice pace. So again, really nice running form, looking straight ahead.
Feels very different to running outside.
Yeah, it will do. And it will do for a while, and then eventually when you've been on it for a while, it'll feel more natural. But nice running technique there, Ursula. You're looking up, the body is in a natural, your natural spine position's good. Hips, knees, ankles, all moving there. Nice. Okay. Now, how are we feeling?
Can feel my heart rate rising.
Yes, no, well that's what we want. We want this to get that heart rate up. So you're on there now for 1:40. Excellent. So we'll keep that going there till just for another 30 seconds or so we get this heart rate up. I can tell from your breathing that the heart rate is going up anyway.
Yep.
Okay. It's nice. And you're still staying in a really nice area of that. It's all comfortable. It looks comfortable to me in terms of your running style and your technique. So that's good. Now we're coming up in 2.5 minutes. All right, so we can just start to slow down. Yeah. Yeah. Come down to that nice wee walking pace again.
Oh.
Lovely. Okay. Right. Let's stay there now for 30 seconds or so. Just starting to get the heart rate coming down a wee bit. We will be moving from here then over to the cool down routine, so to speak. All right. But it's always advisable, of course, to come off a treadmill at a slower pace, going back to that walking pace, and then coming down then to a stop. All right, we can just stop that there. All right,
Great.
enough. Excellent. All
Yeah,
right, how
feels
did
hard.
that feel? Bye.
I'm out of breath.
Yeah, okay. Right. Well then, let's move over to the cool down area. Okay, All right, so here we are. So what we're going to do now is do a little bit of a cool down.
Okay.
Just getting that heart rate right down, and then we'll go into the final phase, which is the stretching phase. So this is an upright bike.
Okay.
Again, cardio respiratory system workout, using mostly, again, your lower body, getting your hamstrings, glutes, glutes, quads, all worked out as well,
Yeah.
but at a different pace. We want to have the seat at hip height.
Yeah.
All right, that's about hip height for me.
Yeah.
It's important that when you get onto this, you are holding on here first. You step in at the step, into the step at its lowest setting.
Okay.
I'm going to secure that foot there. There's actually a number of straps on this one. So let me just strap that in.
We're well held in there.
So we're well held in. So at its lowest point, right? And then you're going to get onto the bike, get your foot in, the other foot in,
Yeah.
and get this strapped in as well.
Yeah.
All right. And again, you're just sitting in that nice neutral spine, a little bit of flexing in your knee at that lowest point.
Okay.
So you're not completely locked out, or otherwise I'm too high.
Yeah.
All right, and then again your hip, knee, ankle alignment. So all I want you to do is simply to push this around. Now, as you can see, the bike will automatically start.
Just start. Okay.
And you can hit the power level if you want, but for this, for the cool down, we're really just working on getting the heart rate down, getting yourself just back, loosening up these muscles that we've worked on all day. All right?
Yeah.
And just working that round. I have a feeling that my seat is a little bit too high.
Okay,
I feel
I
like
need to
I'm
move it
flexing
anyway.
forward, so I need to.
I'm not as tall as you, so I'll have to
readjust
reduce
that.
it anyway.
Yeah, yeah. So again, just getting off, loosen it at the height through, and unloosen these straps here. So we'll bring that down
Okay.
because it's definitely too high. It was probably too high for me as well.
There we
So,
go.
yeah.
It's better. Okay, I'm going to come
Okay.
around this side.
Okay, so again, yeah, foot in, strap it in.
There's a lot of straps in this.
There's a lot of straps on that one. I can help you on this side, Ursula. Right, 2 hands on, swing that leg over. Here we go. Yeah, strapping it in.
Thank you.
Okay. And, oh, doesn't want to close this one now. Right.
Thank you.
Okay, right. And now a nice little, okay. That's nice. The knee is at a good point there, at its lowest point. So you're just getting the heart rate down here.
Yep.
Just really cooling down. This is what it's all about. Your whole cardiorespiratory system will have, as I said, you've got out of breath there on the
I did.
on the treadmill. So this is about calming down now and bringing everything back down again before we go into our final stretching. So nice view here at South
Yeah.
Lakes.
Lovely.
Out onto the lake. So yeah, it's a nice
Yeah.
place to come and
Feels
have your
good.
bikes. Feels all right?
Yeah, yeah.
How are you feeling with
Good.
that? Yeah,
Good,
feeling
yeah.
that the heart rate's
Uh-huh.
coming down
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
Okay, so if you want, I'll unstrap this one. There you go. Over and off. Excellent.
Lovely.
So move over now to do some final cool down stretching.
Okay,
All
sounds
right.
good.
Okay. Let's go over to this quieter spot. Ursula. So now we're going to do a wee bit of cool down stretching now,
Okay.
and really just stretching out those muscles that we use today, mostly our legs.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So we can do these standing or sitting, but I think for now we'll just sit down
Yeah.
and
Enjoy the rest.
get this done. So the first stretch is really going to be our gluteal stretch. So
Okay.
we worked a lot on the glutes today,
Okay,
so it's
yeah.
really important. So we'll have put one leg over the other, right? Keeping that foot flat on the floor, pulling it towards you. Really pull it right in, hug it right in towards you, all right? And
Oh, I can
we're
feel that,
gonna-
yeah.
We're now going to sit up nice and straight and keep that pull on, and you should really feel this along.
Yeah, I do.
You're
Right
saying
in.
you're feeling
yeah.
it? Okay. I really like this stretch
Yeah.
at the end of
Feels
a
good.
session. It's one that you should really do after you run as
Running
well,
as well, yeah.
constantly. Okay, and we usually hold these for at least 15 seconds, all right? And then we can stretch. And we can come out of that one and stretch the other leg. So again, just pull that ankle, pull that foot back, keep it flat on the floor, hug
Oh, I can feel
Hug
that. Yeah.
your knee all the way in towards, and now sit up nice and straight. All right,
Yeah, I can feel that.
great.
Good.
Breath coming back down
Yeah.
again, all nice and relaxed. Great. All right, the other ones that we're going to stretch here now are our quad muscles. All right, so we're going to take one foot and flick it behind here.
Yeah.
Push, okay, and now we're going to lean back and feel that stretch right along our quad here, all right? Just by
Yeah.
leaning back and leaning into it. You feeling that okay?
Oh, yeah. My leg's shaking.
It was that run,
Uh-huh.
it was that treadmill.
I have some serious training to do to get me ready for 5 miles.
Yeah, oh, you'll be ready, you'll be ready. Okay, and the other one. Okay,
Yeah.
right, and now we're going to get up and we're going to stretch out the hamstrings.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to stretch out the hamstrings. We're going to take one leg, we're going to put our heel into the ground, all right? And then we're going to move our body so that it's over that leg, if you like, almost like the middle of your torso is down the middle of your leg.
Yeah.
And you're just going to push back like you're
Oh,
sitting
yeah,
down.
yeah,
and
yeah.
you should
I feel
really
that.
feel that along your hamstring there.
I can feel it down into my calf too.
Yeah.
It's right the whole way
Yeah,
down.
you probably will, yeah. Feel it all the way down. But simply by moving your torso round,
Yeah, makes
it
a
really
difference.
focuses it more on that leg. Okay, and now we're going to do the same on the other side. All right, so again, toe up, move the torso round, sit back down, woo, and really feel that.
Can feel it.
Good. Okay, and now we're going to stretch out the arms as well. So we're using those lovely triceps over there at our push-ups. So we're going to put one hand up, we're going to place it into the middle between our shoulder blades. All right, and then we're going to gently place the other hand on top and just give it a little push, not too extreme, but just so you feel it
Oh, yep.
along the triceps.
Yep.
Okay. All right, and then switch it. And we always find that one arm feels like it's more difficult than the other.
Yep.
All right, but that's okay, that's normal. Okay, we were using those pectorals a bit as well. So we're just going to take the back of our hand, we're going to place them here at the base of our back, and now we're going to squeeze those like our elbows together, as if you're going to squeeze your elbows together, and really feel that along here, but you'll probably also feel it along the top of your shoulders.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Excellent. Okay, well done.
Got it?
Yeah, well done. Well done. You did really, really well.
Good.
I think I'm really impressed with your form on all
Good.
of those movements, the squats, the Romanian deadlifts even as well. Like,
Yeah, I
you
find
know,
them tricky. They're different to doing a normal deadlift.
Yes, but they're really good to add into your whole
Absolutely, you can feel
repertoire
them in your
of
hamstrings.
movements.
Yeah.
So we did mostly all the lower body stuff. Like I said, you're working up to that marathon. So really hope, I have no doubt, like, you know, you're well on your way to doing really well there as well. So
Thanks.
best of luck with that.
Thank you.
Remember to come back in here and as often as you
No,
can.
I've
There's
enjoyed
always
that
people here to
today.
help you.
Yeah.
And use this fabulous facility. Was there anything that you found?
No, thanks for explaining everything to me. There was loads of tips there that I'll need to remember for whenever I come back. I'm actually really looking forward to getting back into the gym now and giving my plan a go. So
Good. Okay,
Yeah.
well done.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Hope to see you soon.